Yeah, it's only going to get worse too because I have to go in for like a 20-minute procedure today to get it
What,
fixed. So they like
dude?
put
That's
me out in every.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah, it does. So yeah, I'm the background. Welcome to Dad's Who Mosh, everybody.
That's right.
Just in case, look, I don't know, maybe somebody's like in the comments or on social media and they're like, these guys don't mosh. We do, all right, and we've got some proof.
Right.
Jesse's got all these cool photos, like at all these cool venues he goes to, where there's like photographers and they catch him in the pit. I just have to try to convince everybody that my broken nose and my black eye is, from a pit. But it was funny because I saw one of my buddies at the gym yesterday. We did so like Memorial Day was yesterday. We did this Murph thing at our gym, like the Murph workout,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I saw one of my buddies there. He's like, "Oh, what happened to your eye?" And he's like, "Did you get that from moshing?" Like, just like he knew me
He
so
just
well.
instantly
That,
knows. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I went last Tuesday to it was the Peeling Flesh show. Watched Bayway. Bayway was so fun, man. Just to like jump right into it, dude. Bayway was so fun live, like surprisingly good live. Not like I didn't think they were gonna be good, but like it caught me off guard, like how good their live show was. So fun, like no barrier, and they'd had a bunch of barriers, I guess, for a while.
Oh,
So
really?
like everyone, like one of the last songs, like half of the crowd jumped up on stage. Just super, super fun, good vibes all around. So fun.
That's so great.
Watched Cruelty play next, which is that like Japanese hardcore band that we talked about a number of episodes ago. And then Missing
Right.
Link comes on, man. And Missing Link is just, I mean, you've seen Missing Link live. Just
have, yeah.
it's just like the pit is just brutal. And I was on the edge. I had just like gone in. You kind of like go in, come out, go in, come out, like catch a breath every once in a while.
Yeah.
I was just
Totally.
right on the edge, man. And I saw this kid coming. It was just like this big old kid. And I saw the fist windmilling towards me. And I just didn't get out of the way in time and just caught it right in the nose. And so I just like
Dude.
instantly I grab my nose. I'm running back to the bathroom. I can feel it. I can just feel blood just like pouring all down my arms. And I get into the bathroom stall. And as soon as I take my hand away, it's just like pouring out, bro. I mean, that bathroom stall looked like a slaughterhouse.
Oh,
And
man.
so finally got to stop bleeding, get out of the bathroom stall, look at the mirror, and my nose is just like facing the wrong way. So went in the emergency room. And they're like, yep, it's broken. And one of the nurses at the emergency room, it was just funny because like everyone asks, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, what happened? They're like, oh, I was at.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
like, I don't even. I'm like, I was at a concert. I was at a mosh pit. Is what I tell people.
Yeah.
And everyone's like,
Yeah.
oh, what was the band? And I'm like, why do you even ask? You're not gonna know. That's like I tell them.
I know the exact feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but then one of the nurses there that like checked me in used to work at the Nile. So he was telling me like all these classic like hardcore and punk bands that he saw back. He was like, oh yeah, I saw H2O and I saw All Out War and all this stuff. And I'm just like barely with it. I'm like, cool, man. But yeah, so went in, got some x-rays done. And yeah, I go in later today they like put something up on one side and they take a hammer basically and just knock it back into place. So the wild thing is, dude, because it's like 20 minutes and they have to put me under for it. But the doctor was like, you can't eat or drink anything after midnight tonight. And I'm like, bro, my surgery is at like 3:00. And they're like, no, can't eat or drink anything, which is fine. The eating isn't fine. But I'm like, dude, I live in the desert. You're telling me I can't have any water between now and like 3:00 tonight or this afternoon?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I read, they gave me one thing that said nothing after midnight. They gave me another thing that said like, stop drinking water 3 hours before. So I'm going to go with that
Okay.
one. And
Yeah. Yeah.
if
So
I
that's
die,
today.
I die.
So you
That's
you
today.
have this 20-minute procedure. You have to
Yep.
be anesthesia.
Yep.
And it's just your nose, right? They're just
Just
like
my nose. Yeah. So that was the thing. They checked out like
crazy.
they did like a whole CAT scan and everything when I went in, just to make sure, I didn't have the rest of my face broken.
That's
But,
crazy, man.
yeah. Yeah. But it's a good story. Dude,
Yeah.
we posted that photo And, like, a few
Yeah.
days later, I got a phone call from my mom basically just, like, begging
Uh-oh.
me to make better life choices. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
It's yeah,
but it was
it's fun.
fun.
I can relate. I can relate.
Yeah,
I don't think my mom does Instagram, like, just
yeah,
or, like, you know, knows what it is, but just yeah, I can
yeah,
relate. It's funny.
yeah, yeah, but so how was your week?
Yeah. Week was good. Week was good.
Yeah,
Yesterday, we're doing this rare morning podcast. Usually we're a little we both got
that's
like,
right.
the sleep in our eyes a little.
Dude,
I don't know where
seriously.
my hat is. You're not wearing a hat. We
I'm
always
not
have
wearing a
hats
hat for
on.
I know,
I
right?
know. I thought that was
I know.
funny. But yesterday, yesterday we did a Memorial Day barbecue at the beach. So
Nice.
down here, if you want to get a spot at the beach, if you want to get a parking spot, more importantly, you got to
Oh,
get there
yeah.
early. So left the house 8:30 to get there. So that means like load up the truck. We've got
Yep,
surfboards, barbecues, lawn chairs, tables, tents. Cause like we're setting up for an entire day there. So when you're at the beach for a whole day, like you gotta have everything.
yeah,
It's like basically it was like essentially like going camping, but for like 6 hours instead of a weekend,
yep, yep.
which is great, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So we did it. We got a spot. We got started off cloudy, and so because it started off cloudy, didn't apply a lot of sunscreen. And I know, everybody's gonna be like, "Are you kidding me?" Like it's like the oldest thing in the book, right? I can hear the words of my like great grandmother, just like
Right,
it always is.
right.
It's always worse when it's cloudy. That's like
Uh-huh, that's right, that's right.
so we don't put sunscreen on, and, then later on in the day, it does get sunny, we're like, "Oh, it's sunny, let's put sunscreen on." At that point, it's way too late. Uh, I did pretty good because I had, like, long sleeve on, but my kids got roasted, man. I
Really?
feel so bad, and I
Oh,
feel
it's
like
the
a
worst,
horrible father
the
because, like,
worst.
my 14-year-old is just like a lobster this morning.
Uh,
He's like, "Dad, why'd you do this to me?"
this is the worst.
They just blame my, like, Irish
Uh,
genetics.
that's right,
They're
that's
just
right.
like they're just so yeah. So,
That's funny.
but it was a great day.
Yeah,
Did some surfing, some boogie boarding, some spike ball.
nice,
Different friends come at different points, swing by, bacon wrapped hot dogs on the barbecue. So it was a really
nice,
good time, like classic
nice.
Memorial Day weekend. But it was a
Yeah,
good time.
awesome,
Yeah,
awesome.
but yeah, we're all just like also just drained from the sun and
Yeah,
being outside all day and set up and take down and clean up and all that kind
yeah,
of stuff. But it was a really good
no,
time for sure.
awesome. Yeah, we did a workout in the morning, did the whole, like, Murph thing that everyone does on Memorial Day. Um,
Yeah.
my wife and I and then our oldest just came and watched us do that. And then, we came home. I took the boys to go see The Mandalorian, the new movie, um,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
which was great. It was
Was it
so
good?
good, man. It was so good. I think I was surprised at how good I thought it was. The Mandalorian was great, man.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was telling my kids like, okay, like nerd time. When Star Wars first came out, right, they used all these animatronics, like robotics and stuff that were really cool. And then all the new ones came out and everyone kind of dogged on them for relying too much on CGI. What's funny is
Mhm.
now, like in that Mandalorian movie, they use a lot of animatronics. Obviously, there's a lot of CGI, but like when they use CGI, it's almost like they try to make the CGI look like animatronic puppets, which
That's
is just
funny.
like such a weird like reversal of
Yeah.
the tables have turned. Now it's like, well, how can we make CGI look worse so that it doesn't look too
Yeah.
good? Um, but yeah, it was great.
That's so funny. My 6-year-old, when she sees something that looks a little, like, suspicious, she goes,
Yeah.
"That's AI." And,
Yeah.
like, that's like a thing they say now. They just go, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's AI."
Dude,
So
yeah, my poor father-in-law, we've got a group chat with, like, me, and he's on it, and then, like, his son, my brother-in-law, and then my other brother-in-law, and, he sends us stuff all the time. Like, "Oh, this is
Oh,
so
no.
cool." Be like, "Oh, this is here's a car that they turned into a lawnmower," or something like that, and it's always AI. And so, like,
Yeah.
I don't ever say anything because I'm just like, "Oh, yeah, that's really cool." But then I've got another brother-in-law that, like, has to call it out every time he sees it, and I feel so bad. He's like, "Yeah, if you look at the grass, you can tell that that's not real." I just feel bad because he just keeps getting duped by all these AI videos,
Oh,
and he doesn't
yeah.
realize it.
I know
Uh,
exactly what you
like,
mean.
dude,
I
just
know exactly what you mean.
let him have his video. Let him think this exists. You know?
Yeah, yeah. My
It's
my
harmless.
dad will, like, read these, like, AI doomsday articles,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
he'll call me and ask me about them because he
Yeah.
knows that I kinda work in the tech industry.
Right, right.
He's like, "So I was reading this thing that, like, AI might be the Antichrist. What do you guys think about that?" You know?
Yeah,
And I'm like, "Oh," you know? He's like, "I'll send you the article."
yeah. I think you'll be okay, dad.
Yeah, exactly,
Oh,
exactly.
awesome. But yeah, then
Well,
we hung out on the pool and did a barbecue. I mean, typical Memorial Day stuff. It was a good day.
dude, okay, this is gonna be I don't even know if we can play this or if, like, we'll get, like, copyrighted for
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
but I have to play this song for you. I feel like you'll recognize the song. Okay, this is our first ever Dad to Mosh Name That Tune segment, okay?
Oh,
Listen,
okay, okay, okay.
I it's like, what's that, oh, dang it, I'm drawing such a blank here. The Mandela Effect. Are you, like, familiar with the Mandela Effect?
Yes. Yeah, I
Okay,
think so, yeah.
I feel like I got Mandela affected on
Okay,
this one.
okay. It's
Okay?
like when
I'm
you
gonna
think you heard something like forever and ever, and then you realize that's not what it actually says. Is that what it is?
yeah, 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 yeah. I'm gonna
Okay.
play a song, and I want you to tell me who sings this song,
Okay.
okay? If you can hear it.
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Yeah. It's, uh, it's lit.
Oh, how'd you know that?
Did you? But I
S
bet I know who you think it was because it was the first
yeah,
band that came into my head. Who did you think it was?
I swear it's Blink-182.
Oh, okay, so no, my first thought was Sum 41, but
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep,
I even went down this, like, rabbit trail of, like I was, like, listening to it, pops up and it says it's
yeah,
lit. I'm like, "This
yep,
isn't lit. This is Blink-182." And, like, my
yep.
14-year-old son is like, "What are you talking about?" It's like I was like,
That's
"Google it." And he's,
funny.
like, in the front seat, he Googles it for me. We
Yeah.
found this subreddit where there's people arguing on subreddit
No way.
if it's Blink-182 or lit, and these people are like,
That's
it's lit." And
hilarious.
yeah, yeah, I thought I was
Yeah.
gonna get you on that one, but I was
No,
like, I heard it. I was like and then I'm like, "Who's lit?"
yeah. Well, I know, it's like,
Yeah.
name one more lit song. I think they do have another song I remember that was like, "You make me completely miserable." That's another one. That's
Yeah, yeah,
but,
yeah. So,
yeah, that's lit. Gotcha. Can't
you
pull one
got
over
me.
me, man.
I'll get roasted for that one, I'm
I
sure, but,
do
like, I
I
heard that, I was like, "I swear this is Blink-182."
I do there's definitely especially, like, songs from the '90s, like, if we put on, like, a '90s alternative, part of it is a lot of them sounded the same, but it's and I
Oh,
really
that's
like,
true.
I like '90s grunge alternative, but there are definitely songs that will come on and either, like, I had the wrong band in my head, or it was like, I've heard this song 4,000,000 times, and I never knew the name of the band that sang it, or,
Yeah,
like, I had
that
no
yeah,
idea.
that is another one where it's like, as a kid, I heard the song a million
Yeah,
times, and now as an adult, I'm like, "Wait, who was that?" You know?
yeah,
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 totally,
exactly, exactly.
totally.
Cool,
Alright.
man. Get
Well,
down to
should
business.
we move on to bands you should know?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Alright. Who you
Um,
got for us?
I put these guys on just because I've been gearing up for Sound and Fury Fest, and I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
them a number of months ago, and they were just a ton of fun, really good. This up and coming beatdown band, Sin Against Sin is the name of the band. If you are, if you listen to Special Move, Discontent, even like Balmora, the reason I put Balmora there too, it's not like Balmora is a beatdown band, but these guys, they kind of like take the beat down genre, and they are doing it with kind of like that Balmora y like revival core y like
Yeah.
sound where it doesn't sound as good. It's a little like dirtier. The vocals and stuff like
Yeah,
that aren't as
yeah.
cleaned up and edited. So I really like it. Like I said, they're playing Sound and Fury Festival. Saw them a while back here in Mesa. Sin Against Sin. Go check those guys out. They're a good time for sure. I'm excited. They came on when I was doing that workout yesterday, and definitely got me through. So check those guys out for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I've had them pop into my playlist a couple of times. They're awesome. I'm excited for them.
Yep.
I really wanna, like, dig more into them as we get closer to Sound and Fury for sure. So, all right, sweet. So the, band that I chose this week, this band is called Abstain. So I actually found these guys from, a post that, Bleed for the Scene put out. So,
Yeah.
like, shout out Bleed for the Scene, see him at, like, every show down here. He even, like, puts out and, like, promotes shows now.
Yeah.
But there's a show where Holder is coming through town, and they're playing at this tiny little venue, and there's a bunch of, local openers that are playing for it. And so, I heard it I actually I heard it, like, as, like, the song on the, Instagram, like, clip
Oh,
as, like,
yeah.
and so I was like, "Hey, this is cool." So then I checked it out, and I went down this. So these kids, like, it's awesome, man. They're, like, straight edge hardcore, just your classic straight edge sound. Um, they got, like, the big breakdowns, and they just, like, sound like a West Coast
Cool.
hardcore straight edge band. Doing some, like, digging. They've started, like, a couple years ago, maybe, like, COVID, and then they've been playing a ton of shows. Like, as I really started looking, they didn't have a ton of stuff on Spotify, but they're, like, playing at all these shows. They got a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff coming up, so, really cool to see them. And so, yeah, I'm gonna try to catch him at Holder. I'm probably gonna be the old guy at one of those, like, warehouse straight edge shows, but, I'm stoked
Nice.
for it.
I love
So,
it. I love it.
they did have a full album in 2025. So, yeah,
Okay.
go check those guys out. Abstain from San Diego. Yeah, shout out Bleed for the Scene. Always putting the
Yeah.
local guys out there, which is really cool. So,
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm like, it's one of those where I blame the Spotify algorithm for not showing them to me because Spotify is like, you like this band, and this is all you want to listen to, right? It's like, yeah, you do. You want to listen. And so it's like,
it's
I have to,
so true, man.
it's so frustrating because it's like, no, I
Yeah.
want to. And even like now, I know a while back I was like, oh, press that button that says non-personalized. But even then, it's just like, I feel like that's not working as well anymore. Like every band you've listed here that Abstain sounds like, I'm like, how have these guys not come across my path yet? But
Yeah, exactly. Like, because when they do remind me a lot of Weapon X, which I know you
yeah,
love
yeah,
Weapon
yeah,
X, and like Magnitude, Mind For like just
yeah, yeah,
hardcore, early 2000s sound,
yeah.
but new. So yeah, very cool.
I got to get into it.
Yeah, yeah,
Spotify's
go check them
got to
out.
figure it out for sure. Um,
Yeah,
awesome. Well, what do you think? We got some music topics here as well. Obviously we talk a lot about, the hardcore scene and what's going on in
right.
the hardcore scene. And, we talk a lot about how it's blowing up, and we talk a lot about, like, some of the tension at some of these shows as you've got people that are coming in that aren't used to it, and venues that are trying to get rich off of it that aren't used to it, or these big festival production companies that are trying to get rich off of the whole hardcore scene. So a lot of times people use the word gatekeeping. Obviously, gatekeeping is, a very popular term nowadays. A lot of people drop the term gatekeeping. And it's true. I think within the hardcore community, there are a lot of us that I don't know. I was watching this video of, I think his name's Brandon. I can't remember. He's the lead singer of Bleeding Through,
Mm,
and he was on a podcast and he was talking about how they took Motionless in White on tour like years and years ago, and Motionless in White was like really small. And he said, like, during one of those shows, um like the entire crowd just sat down on the floor during Motionless in White and like wouldn't do anything, just hated on those guys, all that stuff. And I don't like Motionless in White that much. Like, I don't like the sound, but like the point he was making was like, he said, I like hardcore people that love hardcore, he said, get so protective of hardcore. And he's
for
like,
sure.
to a certain extent, I get it. Like, this is a thing that we love and we do. It's like when it feels kind of polluted, or it's like if it feels like it's kind of being commercialized or whatever it is, we get
Yeah,
really protective of it, but almost sometimes like to a fault, I think. I can be guilty of it, right? Like, I do feel, I was that guy for a while when it was like trendy for girls to wear Metallica shirts. I never did the whole like name 5 songs,
name three
but
songs. Yeah,
yeah. But in my head, I was kind of like that. I was like, you listen to Metallica, or like the Kardashians are wearing,
yeah. I was gonna say that.
whatever, a speed shirt or something like that. I'm like, I remember like, Travis Barker and Courtney Kardashian he's married to were like at a Knocked Loose show and stuff like that. I was like, what?
It
You
was in
don't like
LA. I saw him there.
That's
I
right.
saw him
That's right. Yeah.
backstage. Yeah, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
crazy.
So, but I don't know, man. I think the older I get, like I have opinions about what I like, the music that I like, certain bands that I like or don't like. But I'm kind of getting more and more to the point I think where it's like, if you like it, awesome. Like, and I
Yeah.
think there's kind of that spirit of hardcore in a lot of these bands, whether they're big or they're small or they make it or they don't, or they're playing big stadiums or they're playing basement shows. Like, there's kind of, I think, that spirit of hardcore that runs through all of that. And I think that should cause us to be accepting of people, like, no matter what kind of heavy music it is that they're listening to. That's just kind of my take.
Yeah. Let me play devil's advocate a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was we put out this a reel just the other day, this weekend, about this guy with his sunglasses on, his arms crossed in the front of the pit.
Yeah.
And it's like, everybody's seen that guy. Everybody knows that guy. That guy is at every show.
Yeah.
And there was like one of the comments that was like, this is why we need to gatekeep hardcore.
That's right. I saw that.
And like, while I don't necessarily agree, it's, back to your point, it's like this thing that we love. We're like, we're there being free, letting loose, blowing off steam, getting crazy, this chance where we're, and then like, you've got this one guy who's ruining the experience for everybody, and that is kind of what happens when it blows up and it reaches these like, that like, they don't get it, but if it's cool to be there, then they're going to show up, but they don't understand the history, the background, the culture, the unwritten rules of like, you're going to get jumped on and you're going to get, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
So I think that like, I think I understand the need and like the want to gatekeep. The other instance I had is, so we were just like flipping through TV last night, and my wife put on the AMAs, American Music Awards, and it's like they're going through these bands that are just so soulless, like it just. I don't know. I industry plant, like, I don't, it's just there's just no anything. And it's like hardcore is the opposite. And I'm like, I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, I am so glad that none of the bands that I like are up here.
True.
And that'll be perceived as I don't want my favorite bands to like make money. That's not what I'm saying. Like,
right.
I want them to make money. I want them to be millionaires, but it's like, man, there's just like got to be a different way to do it, because it's like, once you get into this certain level, it's all just corporate sponsors and I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what that looks like, but
I do get what you're saying, right? I mean, it's like, so, I lived in Montana forever, even in like Arizona here now, and I'm not here to dog on like Californians or anything, but like what drives, right? But what drives people nuts is it's, like, yes, there's people that just get mad at anybody that moves to their state. But what I do understand is like in some of these states, like, someone will move from California or New York or some, bigger city somewhere and be like, oh, I want to live somewhere where, life is a little more simple. But then it's like, but I want to get involved in local politics. And it's like, you want to change everything into like the state that you just left. And I think that can happen with hardcore. People like want to check the hardcore scene out. They want to listen to these heavy bands, but then it's like, well, I don't want you to bump into me. It's like, I don't like, I don't like hardcore dancing or whatever. And I think where we can all get along, hopefully at some point someday, is it's like, if you want to come check out the hardcore scene, come check it out. But realize it's more than just like listen. There's so much music out there where it's like, you just kind of listen to it. The artist puts out a song, you listen to it on the radio, give them a thumbs up, give them a like, that's it. But there's so much more to the heart of the hardcore community. That's like, if you want to come be a part of it, there's absolutely a place for you to be a part of it. But like, learn about it, like understand what this is. Understand this is not like, you are not at a 3 Days Grace concert or whatever it is, right? Like, you're not watching Saliva. This isn't whatever else, like this is more than that. This is different. And like, I think I just want people to try to understand. Don't get angry. Like, you're visiting here, right? Like
Yeah,
you're kind of the tourist here in this situation. You know, you're not used to it. Don't try to impose what you think a concert or a show should be like, you know, but just come check it out. Hang out in the back where you're not going to get hit, you're not going to get bumped into.
that's
You
right.
know, dip your toes in instead of just trying to be like, well, you know, I don't know, imposing what you think a show should look like if you're not used to it.
Yeah, don't California my Montana.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, no, I think you nailed it. I mean, that's a really good comparison, right? Because not to just repeat exactly what you said, but it's like people move to Montana for
Yeah.
that like that difference, but then they
Yeah.
like get
Yeah.
there and then they want to change it. You're like, no,
Yeah.
like that's why you moved here, you know? And yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Or
Um,
Texas or Arizona
yeah,
or
right, right.
all these
Texas is
places
a
that
big one too. Yep. Yep,
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. So, yeah, man, I think there's a place for everybody. You just gotta be willing, I think, to give enough respect to what the scene is and try to
Yeah, and I
embrace it.
think all I think I mean, I think you nailed it on the head, right? Because all those kind of scenes that like, encourage gatekeeping it's
Yeah.
kind of like it's like don't come in here now that we're popular and try to make it something it isn't. Like what you
Yeah.
loved about it is what
Yes.
is and that's like what we love about hardcore is like
Yeah.
how authentic and real and gritty it is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Um, and what like, on that note too, I put a note here, um, I know I talk about Knocked Loose a lot, and, I know a lot of times, like, when we complain about certain things in the hardcore community, like and you already brought it up, people are like, "Oh, you just don't want hardcore bands to make money," or whatever. It's like, that's not it at all. We want them to succeed, we want them to do well. I've just been watching, like, the tour blogs from Knocked Loose, like, as they tour Europe with Metallica, like, one of the biggest bands in the world, and I'm just like, "Dude, that's so cool to me." Like, it's just
So
such a
cool.
cool thing, and I know I've said it before, like, Knocked Loose, has not really changed their sound, like, they've kinda doubled down on how heavy they are,
Absolutely.
and I just, like, I love it, man. I love what they're doing for the scene. It's just cool to see these guys, going out there, living the dream, and not sacrificing who they are for it, and it's a cool thing, man. It's been fun to watch for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I think I saw something, unless it's already out. I saw something they were going to release a documentary of their
Oh,
tour,
really? That would be
or like a
cool.
behind the scenes kind of.
Yeah.
So
I
very
did, yeah,
cool.
the thing I watched was on YouTube, and it was like a 15, 20-minute,
Okay.
part 1 or something like that, so,
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Sounds
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it was fun, man, or it is fun, it's fun to watch for sure.
Sweet. Well, okay. I know we've had a busy week,
Yeah.
but a couple new albums, EPs that came out. There's a brand new EP by Gridiron. Have you gotten into Gridiron very much?
I mean, there's a song that they do with Missing Link that I know I've
Yes.
heard a lot. Was Gridiron at Furnace Fest last year? Did we?
Oh man, I don't
I
know.
think I got
Showing my cards.
I swear they were. I swear I saw them at Furnace
Yeah.
Fest, like, caught the end of their like, they were right before or after Madball or something like that, like, in the middle of the
Yeah,
afternoon.
yeah.
I wanna say, but yes, I have heard
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, anyways, they're cool. They're like they're they're different, right?
Yeah.
Like and they're like kind of rap rock.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd consider that like new metal. I
Yeah,
put like
yeah.
are they like new hardcore?
Yeah. Yeah,
Where
right.
they're very different, where they've got like a very heavy rap influence. So
Yeah.
if you're looking up to like change up the tone, the speed a little bit,
Yeah.
throw it on. It's fun. It's cool.
Yeah.
So and then the other
Core.
one, this was big news, No Cure.
That's right.
So they've got a new single off this new
Yep.
album that's coming out. You can go pre-save it. So,
Yeah.
um, we love No Cure. We're excited for
We
that one.
do, man. Yeah, super stoked for that one. I did right actually, let me see this. Let me look this up because like right before we got on, I saw this announced. Let's see. I saw it on Terror's page. Okay, so the Summer Slaughter Tour Part 2 has been announced now.
What?
So it's still Hatebreed headlining, but it's Hatebreed, Terror, Incantation, Gates to Hell, Torture, and Creeping Death. So I just saw that. They're coming through Tucson.
Oh, that's sweet. That's a
Yeah.
cool tour.
Yeah. So it's part 2.
Wait, you
I
said
can't.
that's Summer Slaughter? Because
Yeah.
isn't Summer Slaughter usually like really heavy deathcore?
Yeah, so they brought it back. So I think Jamie
Mhm.
Josta from Hatebreed was like the one that kind of brought this back to life,
Okay.
more or less. Let me see, because they did, I can't remember what the first. Oh, here we go. Summer Slaughter. So the first half of it was Hatebreed, Incantation, Snuffed on Sight. Who else was
Mhm.
there? Shadow People, Face Yourself, and Balmora.
Mm,
So I think they just wrapped that tour
I
up.
see.
And
Yeah.
then, yeah, they're doing it again. So, yeah, Summer Slaughter
Sweet.
Tour, you're right. It used to be, right, it was, like, super, like,
Just
heavy.
deathcore. Like, you couldn't
Yeah, yeah.
read any of the band names on the,
Exactly, exactly. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. Just all ink blots. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to make sure I called out, I got so into this weekend. Have you ever heard of the band, Dead City?
I don't think so.
They're and I wouldn't be surprised if you hadn't. I hadn't heard
Yeah.
of them before this weekend, but there's this LA-based punk rock band. I
Okay.
would call them more they're like punk rock, definitely like hardcore punk. Um, and over the weekend, they put on one of their like underground shows
Yeah.
and they like just took part of Hollywood and they just set up. Well, they linked up with this guy who has this big school bus. They call it the Wall of Sound. It's got like 100 speakers on a school bus and he does his own thing.
Yeah.
But they like did this collab and they took over. It looked like the aqueducts in LA just under a freeway somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
It was insane. It was
Yeah.
madness. There were lighting off fireworks that people were, just shooting aerosol cans with fire. The police showed up with helicopters to shut it down. People are scattering. They're all helping the band get away. People are
Yeah,
flipping
yeah.
over cop cars. Like it turned into like
No way.
LA riot style. I mean,
Wow.
I saw like clips from the news where the
Yeah.
mayor of Los Angeles is like, this is our largest problem in LA right now. And the LA Times wrote an article about LA's most dangerous punk rock band right
I
now.
did see that. Yes, I saw
It's
that article. Yeah.
it's just so cool to me.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like it's just so punk rock, you know?
Yeah.
Um and like I couldn't get over the videos. I was like liking every video, and so they just like
Yeah.
kept popping up, and it just looked insane.
Yeah.
So I started listening to these guys a little bit, and like, yeah, they're fun. It's definitely like punk rock
Yeah.
influence, and
Yeah.
just an insane scene down there
Yeah. Yeah.
in Los Angeles. So
Awesome. LA's wild, man.
yeah, it was wild. So we'll see. Well, maybe we can get an invite to the next one.
Yeah, dude, let's do it. Once my nose heals.
Yeah,
No, whatever. I
yeah.
don't even care.
Your mom's listening to this is like, Nathan,
That's right.
don't you
Please,
dare.
no. I know. My baby.
Then the
Oh,
other one that I saw this pop up this weekend. I thought this was really cool. So Spotify is doing this new thing. It even popped up on my app.
yeah.
It's called Spotify Reserved. Have you heard about this?
No, I haven't.
So apparently Spotify is going to start doing this new thing where if you are a fan of a band,
Yeah.
and you have, lots of, you follow streams, likes, I have no idea what the algorithm will look like.
Yeah.
They will save spots for you when that band comes by locally.
That's awesome.
And it's to try to like get tickets into the hands of fans of people who actually listen to them
Yes. Yeah.
versus like bots. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
I would imagine this would be more applicable to like those big bands that
Sure.
are, maybe like these big Taylor Swift tour.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. I'm just, but I think it's a pretty cool concept.
That's a cool idea.
Anything that like benefits like real fans that really listen over resellers, I'm all
Yeah.
about.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. No, it is pretty cool. I like it. I like
yeah.
that idea. There's definitely some band. I mean, it's like, which is funny because you and I, like the bands that we're going to go see, you're going to get tickets to it anyways.
Oh,
It's,
yeah. Yeah,
it's not going
exactly.
to get sold out, but who knows, man? Like, here-
Dude, that Peeling Flesh,
Oh,
Bayway,
yeah.
Missing,
Yeah.
that one sold out.
It did.
And I went to look for tickets on Wednesday. I was like, maybe I could
Yeah.
and especially after you broke your nose, I was like, I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
go to this show.
Yeah.
And they were reselling online for like $150.
Whoa. That's, whoa.
So
I didn't realize, I mean, I know obviously I've listened to Peeling Flesh and you've talked about them
Yeah.
before. I didn't
Yeah.
realize like they've got a pretty serious following.
Dude, for
I remember I've never like there's never at the Nile, like I've never really seen a line for merch because the merch is just all in the same area. So it's just like
yeah,
you're all hanging out, you stop by the merch table, you know, you can come and go, it's easy. There was a line at the Peeling Flesh table all night. And it's like
crazy.
it just wrapped around back and forth and back and forth. People are trying to figure out like where to go. Cause I was gonna get some merch, which I did, but I was, you know, and I haven't listened to Peeling Flesh much. So I got some Bayway stuff and Missing Link. I
Yeah.
was just standing in the line the whole time thinking like, oh, this is just the line in general for merch. And then I kind of like peeked my head around and like just walked around the line, just went straight to like, you know, the other tables. I
Yeah.
mean, people are super into them. I don't know. I guess I have to wait till Sound and Fury to see if they're fun to see because I didn't catch their show. Um,
They're fun. Yeah.
but
They're just brutal. They're just
yeah,
like heavy,
yeah,
heavy.
yeah, dude. One of the bands that opened though, I think they were local, is a band called Potato. So like,
You told me about
did I tell
this.
you about
Yeah.
that? Here's a freebie for bands you should listen to. I mean, super slammy. The guy's voice is wild. The guy's voice, like he does this thing where it sounds like he's dragging rebar across concrete. Like it's the
What?
what you got. It's like I don't even know how to explain it. He does the
Yeah.
weirdest stuff with his voice, but is it, you know, it's like a lot of slam bands like very much like Peeling Flesh. They've got like samples and stuff like that. There was one point where I don't know. Did you ever watch The Sopranos? Were you ever a fan of The
Yeah.
Sopranos?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that one episode where I like Paulie is arguing. All right, now I can't remember. Can't remember. Paulie and Christopher are arguing because Christopher paid for the whole meal and like, you know, Paulie just ordered a bunch of food. There's this whole part where they played the dialogue from that whole clip, and like the bass player and the guitar player just looked at each other and like acted it out like the whole time and just mouthed the lines. It just went on forever. It went on way too long. But then they like went in
Way
to a
too long.
song. Yeah. It was just it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
hilarious. They were a ton of fun. So
That's
then like,
awesome.
you know, Bayway gets up and they're from
Yeah.
Jersey. So the like right before they start the set, they play the intro song from The Sopranos, you know, and
Oh,
Jay's
that's
like, only the
hilarious.
real ones mosh to the intro song, you know. So people are out there like moshing to the Sopranos theme song. And yeah, it was a ton of fun, man. I mean,
That's
even
awesome.
that's just a weird thing too. Like, and that's what I was trying to explain to my mom, you know, it's like if I was snowboarding and I fell and broke my face, are you going to be on the phone like begging me to not, you know, not snowboard anymore kind of a thing or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I was like, it's
Yeah.
hard for people to understand when they're not like they're just not into that scene. Like you know, we're talking
100%.
about the guy with the sunglasses on that's just getting really mad at everybody that's around him for bumping into him. I am like less mad at the guy that hit me in the face because I'm not
Oh,
mad at that
for
guy at
sure.
all. Like that's just what
Absolutely.
happens. Like earlier in the show, I remember I was on the edge of the pit during Bayway and I was kind of like taking a breather for a second. I turned my back to the pit for a second. This guy like came and grabbed me and like pulled me aside. He's like, that guy almost got you, you know? Like it's just we're for the most part like
Yeah.
you know, we're looking out for each other. We just understand the risk, man. We understand that that's gonna happen if you're not
Yeah.
paying attention. And
Yeah.
and even like people are like, well, you know, because I remember I walked into the emergency room, and I was like, well, I was at a show, and it was a cop that like checked me in because it was like after hours. He's like, did something happen? I was like, no, like it was just like I just got
Yeah.
hit in the face. Yeah, something happened. I got hit
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the face.
Want to
But
take a
it's like,
police. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like, no, like that's just I don't it's hard to explain. It's like and you know, people are like, well, did the guy apologize? Did the guy find you? Did they find the guy? I'm like, no, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm talking crazy talk here. Like, I got hit in the face and I just left. Like, I don't know. I just went to the bathroom and cleaned myself up and left. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not filing a police report. And it's just like, people are just like, they're just not, it doesn't compute. Like, I don't
Oh,
understand. I don't like, you have a broken face, like nothing, you didn't do anything. Like, no, I don't understand. I don't understand the question.
yeah. No, exactly.
But
Exactly. That you totally like summed up the hardcore scene too.
yeah, yeah.
When when we were at Sound and Fury last year, we were leaving last night, everyone's walking out. That med tent was
Oh, yeah.
packed
I'm
with
sure.
people,
Dude,
like
I'm
way
sure.
more. I don't know, like a Furnace Fest if the med tent was like hidden or something, but like the Sound of
Yeah.
Fury one's like on the way out and you're walking by and there's
Oh,
people like
man.
their feet up and like, ice
Yep.
packs everywhere. It's really
Yep.
funny actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
My favorite part about all of this is I'm getting my nose fixed today. I have to fly. This is like walking the line between like the hardcore scene and working like a corporate job. Dude,
Yeah.
on Thursday, I have to fly to Montana to do a work thing. I do like a work training thing all day
Yeah.
on Friday. I'm meeting with like all my employee team that's over there. I'm like, how do I give these guys a heads up before I get there without having to tell the same story over and over again? Because like I work remote, they all work remote. Like this is the first time I'm meeting a lot of these people in person, and they've been working for me for like 5 years. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
how do I explain this? That's like, how do you explain that to somebody that just has no
Oh
idea?
yeah. I went up to LA for some show and it was like a small festival. It started early and it was the same thing. I like rented this office. I'm in like oh, I know what it was. I was presenting at this
Yep.
like at two other businesses and I'm wearing button-up shirt,
Yep.
slacks, and I literally like leave that, change in my car to like all black,
Yep.
and my
Yep.
Violent Gentleman hat to go to this I think it was a deathcore show.
Yeah.
And I was just that meme of like of just the business guy and then he
Yep.
like goes to the show afterwards. It's yeah,
So great.
it is. It's the life we live.
It
So
is. It's so weird. I think it's weird
mhm.
for people think it's weird. It's weirder for us. Trust me.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
think so
weirder for
too.
us
Yeah.
to try to figure out how to
Yeah.
do this.
Or we've talked about like we wear these like hardcore shirts to like our kids' soccer
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
and like
Yep.
everyone else is wearing their I don't know
Yeah.
Disneyland shirts or
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
they
Whatever
are,
it is.
and they're
Yeah.
like, "Huh, Peeling Flesh, never heard of them." Like,
I
"Oh
know.
yeah, you should
Well, that was
check them
like,
out."
even when people ask like what the show was that I got hurt at, I'm not like,
I
you just
know.
know. I'm not going to tell somebody I was at Peeling Flesh because it's just like, for what it
Ugh,
just sounds
I know.
weird. People aren't going to get it, but
I know. I had to do all these things like set up so I could go to Alabama. Or I think I was coaching at the time. So like I got like
oh,
my
yeah.
assistant, hey, can you like fill in for me? I'm going to Alabama.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you going to Alabama for? Ah, it's a music festival. Oh,
Yeah.
who are you gonna see? And it's like,
Yeah. Who are you going to see? That's the question that kills me. Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Like,
Who
well,
can I
and then
think of that you might
well,
know?
I started saying like Jimmy Eat World because they were like
Yeah.
the
Sure.
headliner, and then they would just
Yep.
leave me alone. Even though
Yeah.
like
Yeah. They're like, oh, cool.
they're
This
like,
guy
oh, sweet,
really loves Jimmy Eat
all the way
World.
to Alabama. Okay, whatever,
Yeah.
nerd.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that,
but
yeah.
it's better than if I say like, have you ever heard of Haywire? Like,
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
yeah,
Well, and I think that I can't remember where I was going to go with this. My brain is still broken. No. But,
yeah.
um, anyways, yeah, it's weird. It's a weird world we live in, and we get, oh, that's what it was. I had to explain the story to so many people too. It's like,
Oh, I
you
can
go in,
imagine.
you
I
got to
can.
explain it. Yeah, you got to explain it to the person at the front desk. Then you got to explain it to the intake nurse. Then you got to explain it to the nurse that takes you back, and then the doctor, and then the X-ray tech, and then like the doctor
Yeah.
that comes in later to show you your X-rays, and then I had to explain it to the insurance company, and like all this stuff. I'm like, dude, my rates are about to skyrocket, bro.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
interesting. So you do this often.
Yeah, right? What is this dads who mosh thing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, and then like with yours being so visible too. Like I'm
know.
sure that everybody you pass on the street, they're like, "Oh, what happened?"
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, that's why my wife is like, "I'm surprised you're just like, okay, just going out and about." I'm like, I don't think about
Yeah,
it for one thing, but
exactly.
uh,
All right, dude. So this week's husband, father, adult topic, I
yep,
guess. I kind of came up with this idea that I wanted to talk about. So I have a pretty good system for like buying concert tickets.
yeah.
And so I wanted to ask you, do you have any sort of like system to, I don't know, allocate money to shows? Do you kind of just like buy shows on free willy nilly?
Yeah.
And I thought I'd start with kind of how we do it, and it's worked really well because you know I know all couples kind of do their finances different. I know there's some people that like have different bank accounts, and there's just different ways to do it. Madison and I, we have one bank account and everything goes in it, but we give each other like an allowance.
Yeah.
And it sounds silly, but like, and this is how this works is like it's guilt-free money
Yeah.
that Madison can go and take shopping or massages or Disneyland or whatever she wants, and then I can take my allowance and I can put that towards shows, merch, beer, football games, like whatever it
Yeah.
is. But it also like limits us from like overspending because, like I know in relationships, a lot of times that can be the biggest thing. It's
Yeah.
like, well, this
Yeah.
person spent more, I'm
Yeah.
working more, you're
Yeah.
working less. Why I should spend more because and gets into this tension. So we have this like allowance. And then if there's a show, I'm like, sweet, I can do this without any guilt. And
Yeah.
it's like, hey, as long as you like used your money, and then she can do her thing. But if I don't have enough money, it's like also like, hey, I can't make it to the show because I went to these 3 other shows
Right.
or
Right.
whatever. And we have exceptions to that. I think just like anything, there's exceptions. Like it's like, hey, I could always go and say like I'm out of money, but there's like this
Yeah.
really good one or
Exactly. Yeah.
whatever. But it's worked out pretty good for us to do this like lack of better term, just like allowance that we give
Yeah.
to each other. We can choose to save it. We can choose to spend it. One of us is better at saving it than the other. I won't say who on this podcast.
Sure.
But and it just kind of works out. So
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
guys have anything like that? Or
We don't really have anything like in place like that. I think, we have kind of gotten to this point where for the most part, it's like I could go to a show like 2 or 3 times a week, if I was really like a negligent father and a terrible husband. It's like I could leave my family almost every night of the week. So we've kind of gotten to the point where it's like, okay, I'll go to like try to limit myself to like 1 show a month. Now, like it could be that,
Yeah.
there's some real like, Jana kind of has this understanding. She might not know the band, but if I like come to her with that look in my eye that's like, this band is playing, she like knows like, okay, cool. I know
Yeah.
you went last week, but go ahead. She's really good about just kind of let me do my thing. But usually it's like, okay, I'll limit myself to 1 show a month because then it's like, I would probably buy tickets for like everything, even if I was kind of on the fence about that band, like kind
Yeah.
of like, and it does kind of help me kind of hone in and be like, okay, I don't need to see these guys again. I haven't seen these guys before. Let's, focus on this one. As far as like merch and stuff goes, I probably should have more of a system in place, for figuring out, what to spend and stuff like that. I try to strategize at least like when I'm going into a show, which this is kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's like watching spoilers for movies or something like that. But I follow this Instagram page that's called it's called Merch Report at merch_report. If anyone wants to go check them
Yeah.
out. And it's just, I think these guys are like all across the US and they
They
take
have to be.
pictures, of the merch lineup at these big tours that come through and a lot of like hardcore and like punk shows and stuff like that, metal shows. And so then they'll post what's at the merch booth. So I'll actually look at that and plan out like, okay, like I want this shirt and I want that shirt. And if they don't have those shirts in my
Yeah.
size or whatever, then it's like, I try to limit myself. But I don't
Yeah.
know. Jana's pretty good about, and I think it's, I know Madison is too, about like letting us go do our thing.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
then like, I'm like, okay, I'm not, we did this last time when I, ended up at the hospital till like 2 a.m. We did have a conversation about like maybe we should limit weekday, shows. Maybe we need to try to focus on like, weekend shows. So it's not like, because like my oldest had weight training at like 5:30 in the morning the next day, so it's like,
yeah, that's
no.
that like sums up Dad's Who Mosh right there.
Oh man,
where it's
yeah,
like
exactly.
you're in the ER till 2, getting
Yep.
your nose checked out from
Yep.
the mosh pit, and 3 hours later you got to take your son to weight
Yep.
training. So
Exactly.
there it is.
There it is. It's the life we live.
That's right. Yeah. No, it's good. I mean, I think that it can help like relieve a lot of stress because like, and I've also had other friends where it's like, oh, like, I don't know if they'll let me go. I don't know if we have it. And it's like, with us, it's like taking that out where it's like, hey, I have it. It's cool. It's good.
Yeah.
So,
well, and I like it too when it's not, and I feel like I'm grateful because, in almost 18 years of marriage now, Jana and I, like, we see a lot of couples where it's almost like tit for tat kind of a thing. It's like, well, you did this, so now I'm going to go do this, and you spent money on this, so I'm going to go spend money on this. And it's like, and it's just that, I feel like that gets almost like toxic in a way.
100% it does.
Like that
for sure.
It's just kind of this constant competition. It's no longer about like, hey, you just go do your thing, enjoy it. You get really controlling over money and stuff like that. So I like what you guys do. I mean, I like the guilt-free idea of it.
Yeah.
Um, for sure, because I've definitely seen it go the other way in certain relationships.
Dude, exactly. And the same thing can go for like not just money, but the experience or the trips or whatever. We had a clip that went um it had like a lot of success over the weekend where I
Yeah.
was talking about my wife and saying some like where she
Yeah,
went to the
yeah,
show with me and she was just like happy to see me happy.
yep.
And I thought that was like a really cool thing that there's so many people in there like this is awesome
I
that
love that, yeah.
your like number one person supports you,
That's right.
and it
Yep,
is. It's awesome and
yep,
it's really cool that it's like doesn't matter what it is, just
yeah.
like that person supports you. So
Yeah, for sure. Because I have seen that, not go that way. I know some
me
people
too.
who, they were dating, and I would go to shows with him or whatever, and it's like, he meets this girl and she's like, "Oh yeah, I love that music," and come to shows, and then they
Yeah.
get married, and suddenly you don't see that guy anymore ever. Like, not allowed to listen to it in front of the kids, not allowed to go to shows anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, R.I.P. bro, she got you. Or he. I
That's
mean, it
right.
doesn't always have to be
Or
like the
he.
guy, it's like sometimes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
sometimes I
yeah.
know there's wives that go to shows and they marry a guy that's not into it, and all of a sudden you don't see him around anymore. And
Yeah.
that's sad
No,
to me. But
totally.
it's like Jana
It
always sees
is.
that too. And she's like, she's like, I don't understand why you like, she's like, you married this person. Why wouldn't you want them to just be themselves? But
Yeah. No,
I don't know.
totally.
I don't
Totally.
know. We got good
Man,
ones, I guess.
we did. Absolutely, we did. Yeah,
No.
very cool. Well,
Well,
should we jump into everybody's favorite segment? Maybe
the
just ours,
playlist.
but
That's right. That's
yeah.
right. Yeah, go ahead, man. Let's hear it.
All right. So this one, because of your experience
Yeah.
at the Missing Link show, I was like, man, I love Missing Link. Like, because I saw them,
Yeah.
I had a similar experience without the broken nose, and that
Yeah.
just probably one of the most like brutal mosh pits I had been in. I like tweaked my knee, but not out of like getting kicked or anything, just out
Yeah.
of like having such a good time.
Yeah.
And I just remember that show so specifically. But I love the song. It's Missing Link and Gridiron.
Yeah.
And so Gridiron kind of brings that like, that rap rock that we talked about, Missing Link,
Yeah.
the heavy hardcore and
Yep. That's what
G-R-I-D.
LINK GRID.
L-I-N-K.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
exactly. It's so
Yeah.
good. And it's, you were talking about on this list, like non-skippers. Like when I hear that
Yeah.
one, it's a non-skipper. I just
Yeah.
like have to sing along. And
Yep.
there's also this this is gonna make me sound like a bad person. I'm sorry, mom. But there's like a part in like the very middle of it, like in the breakdown, where he just like lets out just like it's just like an F word, like right in the
Yeah.
middle. I don't know if you know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. He's just like, and
Yeah.
it's just like, I don't know, it feels like so like cathartic,
It does. It does.
It's
Yep.
like
Exactly.
because it's like a different, it's just like letting it out. He's just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so good.
Yeah. That's a great song, man. And Missing Link, shout out to Missing Link, man. I mean, just like so
Yeah.
fun live. Um,
Well, and what's funny is like like whenever you post about Missing Link, like the first comments
Yeah.
are like, "Oh man, their shows are brutal."
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like I have a Missing Link shirt and people like
Yep.
comment, they're like, "Oh, sick shirt. Their shows are crazy." Like
Yeah.
they've
Yeah.
got a
They are.
reputation.
I did, yeah. I got one, I got one of their shirts. I can't remember. I was like in a situation. Oh, I was at my son's swim meet. It's like one of those moments where you don't think about it. You just throw a shirt on, and I
Yeah,
realized
exactly.
like when I took it off at the end of the day, I was sitting at my son's swim meet all day with a shirt that just says "Hardcore Death" on the
Yeah.
back.
I
And
know
it
what you're
kind
talking
of just
about.
Missing
Yeah.
Link across the front,
Yes, yes.
but well, my edition this week is Firestorm by Earth Crisis. We were talking about classic straight edge. This song
Yeah.
came on yesterday when I was working out too, just like the whole, block by block. I love it so much, man. I love this too because um there is a Weapon X song. I can't remember. Oh, Brand New Enemies, where they've got the vocalist from Earth Crisis, and they have that
Oh
line in there
yeah.
too. And it's just such like good callback to that song. And just everything Earth Crisis did for the scene, not just for like the straight edge movement, but just for the scene in general. Man, they've got to be one of my bucket list bands for sure. Like someday they've got to be on the list for a band. And I know like every once in a while they still do shows every once in a while. Got to see Earth
Yeah.
Crisis someday, man. This song is just such a
Yeah.
banger.
Are they at Hellfest?
Probably.
Everybody's
Dude,
at Hellfest. That
everybody's
lineup,
at
I've got
Hellfest.
such FOMO. I know, I
Yeah,
know,
I do too. I do too.
I know.
Yeah, there was, one guy, Charlie Hollywood on Instagram. Shout out Charlie
That's right.
Hollywood. He's over in New Jersey and asked if we were coming to it. And I was like, no, but dude, it may have to be on the list for next year. That may have to be the fest because if it's
I
anything like,
think
and then,
so.
but doesn't it always? It's always. I feel like you see a lineup, you're like, oh, it's so killer. We got to go next year. And then it's like the next time it's like, it's all right, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't.
yeah,
I
that's how it
gotta. I
goes.
gotta believe that it's just because it is. Hellfest is just a great lineup every year. So
Yeah, yeah, I
that
know.
may have to be the one.
I think so.
Yeah.
Scheming already.
That's right. I know I am too.
Gotta
But
start saving that allowance that I
that's
talked
right.
about.
That's right. Gotta start putting it aside.
That's right.
Cool, man. Well, what do you got for shows coming up?
Yeah, my next one, not until June 20th, but going back to Pomona, back to the Glass House,
That's right.
Sleeping Giant doing their kind of big comeback show. So
Yeah.
that should be special. We'll see Propositions there that we had on
Oh,
last
that's
week.
right.
So
Yeah. That's right.
been chatting with him a little bit, but yeah, should be a good
Yeah.
time.
Well, don't you dare try to stage dive
Yeah,
because
that's right. That's right.
I've got one a month from now, so we got a while.
Yeah.
I'm gonna trying to. I think my buddy Corey's gonna go to this one with me, but Jana and his wife Lauren are friends, and Jana was telling Lauren what happened to me, and she's like, "I'm telling Corey immediately he can't go to shows anymore," just like as a joke. But
Yeah.
she told him, he's like, "Oh, well," he's like, "You better heal up. We've got a show to go to in June." So, but June 26th, I'm gonna go to see Spite, which Spite's really blowing up. I feel like.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Emir's gonna be there. I've never seen Emir. It's like
You
another
haven't?
no, it's another one of those bands with like, I gotta just go see Emir, like just
Yeah.
because.
They're so
Um,
fun.
but Psycho Frame is one of the openers too. And dude, I've been super into Psycho Frame the last like year or so. I really dig those guys, especially if I'm trying to get into something like a little bit heavier, just wild, technical, slammy
Yeah.
death
Yeah.
metal, deathcore. Really like Psycho Frame. So excited to see those guys.
Yeah, that'll be a fun show. Way
Yeah,
different than like what you've been going to.
it will be, yeah. And so it might be one of those where it's just like, yeah, cool. I'll just sit back and enjoy the show. Sit
Heal
back
your
and
nose
watch.
a little
But
bit.
yeah, I say that a lot though too, man. A lot of times I go to shows, I'm
I
like, I'm
know.
just gonna sit back and chill, and then all of a sudden, sitting in the
I know.
emergency room.
That music hits you.
I never was planning to chill during Missing Link, though. I will be,
Yeah, for
to
sure.
be clear, I was never that, but that I was going to be in that pit. So
Yes. Very cool. Well,
all right,
I mean,
man.
I think that's a wrap.
Yeah, awesome.
Thanks again. We've been saying this at the end. Thanks again to everybody who's starting to follow and subscribe and just, send us those DMs. It's been
Yeah,
so cool. Like
it is cool.
even cooler to me than people following and is like when they reach out and they say like,
Yeah.
oh, they agree. We had a lot of people reach out and say like, oh, that's awesome. That like my wife's the same way about
Yeah.
shows. We've had people reach out and say, can relate. And, people,
Yeah.
it seems like we've like found this community,
Yeah.
which has been really cool.
Yeah.
So,
No, I love it too. Like, I mean, when the dads will reach out, be like, hey, from a fellow dad, like, this is great, appreciate the podcast or whatever. And so that's what we're in it for sure, man, is we just, building that community for sure. So that's awesome.
yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Cool.
That's all we got. Peace.
All right. Thanks, guys. Later.